My name is Stephanie Lindsay, 75 Longview Drive, Oxford, Georgia 30054. I'm also a principal of one of the owners in this particular project. I am one of the principals of CSCL Holdings LLC. I've had that company for several years. We have other properties that are owned by that company. We purchased this property contingent upon, well, we initially offered a fund of money contingent on change of the zoning. We later went ahead and purchased the property because we looked at the plans that the county had for the property. We looked at the fact that this was a area that was potentially going to be zoned commercial. It was actually marketed as commercial when it was for sale. And we looked at using the the Smith Store roadside to build an office. That's what the plan was. As we started getting familiar with more of the issues that the property had, one being septic tank issues, another being that one of the issues at the Smith Store roadside was that it was too small. There was a retention pond that was needed. We decided to kind of change gears with what we wanted to do with the property. But that was just for two of the parcels. I provided a breakdown.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ms. Lindsay, if you would bring them in, I'll pass them out. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it.
Doing the due diligence, I actually went and walked and talked to the other neighbors that were around this property, just kind of to see what their temperature was in terms of what they wanted to do, what they thought they would envision for their property. Because when you're kind of new to doing something like this, you want to make sure that you're not offending anybody. And that's what I did. I talked to the Hewells. I talked to Mr. Bly. There's a gentleman across the street that was ironically very happy to find out that this was going to happen, because it turns out a lot of people in that community, in that particular area, they want their property zoned commercial. And the reason is, one of the reasons why Mr. Bly got on board was because Mr. Bly says his property is located on Salem Road. He has 2 lots on Salem Road. He has 2 houses a house on each lot. He can't sell the house. He can't sell the property because not that many people want to live right on Salem Road. With that being said, in evaluating the land use future map that the county has approved, talking to the individuals, the fact that we all know that everybody always gets concerned about traffic. There was a traffic study done. You saw the traffic study. You have it there. One of the contingencies that you have to have in place when you're doing anything dealing with applying for a zoning issue or having a business come onto a particular property is you have to get approval by GDOT to make sure that everything that you're going to do on that property is going to be consistent with making sure that the traffic measures are stayed in place. I think that is important to know. I know that there were some residents in one of the neighboring subdivisions, I think it's Westminster, that had some concerns. We addressed every concern that they had. There was a meeting that took place yesterday where these concerns were addressed. I always tell people it doesn't matter how often you tell individuals that their property is not going to change in terms of value. People feel what they feel. If your property value didn't change with big box Walmart coming, your property value definitely is not going to change with these small businesses here. This property is not ideal for a restaurant at all. It's more ideal for office space. It's more ideal for a law office. It's more ideal for a realtor's office, a spa, a hair salon. I know a convenience store is good for Mr. Bly's property at the top of the corner. But for the most part, anything that's done here has to go back before the Planning and Zoning Commission. They're going to set conditions for anything that is done. I own property. I know that I wouldn't want somebody to come and infringe on my property rights, but I don't want that either. The highest and best use for this particular property is commercial highway. We keep kicking the can down the road and we can't do that anymore. I was a part of an organization called Smart Growth. What we did is we looked at the businesses that would come to the community and how the community was changing, and we tried to do it in a way that was not going to be offensive to the community, not going to be offensive to private owners. But I'm a private owner too. Mr. Bly is a private owner too. The Hewells are private owners too. The Hewells that are in the middle, they wanted to be a part of it, but they are, my understanding is that the mom and dad passed away and they have not had an opportunity to change it out of their property, but they expressed sincerely that their dad told them that they need to hold out for this to be commercial. So we're asking for this board to approve the application that has been submitted. Again, there's no end user in place. I was going to be the end user on the Smith Store Road side. Depending on how things go, that may still be the case. I'm not sure. But the bottom line is, I also have, and I want to make sure it's in the record, a petition. In which we went door to door to people in the community. We told them about the property. We told them where it was. We asked them if they need any additional information. We also told them where they can get additional information because the application that was filed is a public record. These individuals signed and said that they approve and they support this project to be approved. That's 65 signatures there that support this. I understand that there are going to be people that are probably going to come and talk about traffic. Again, I provided you the standard of review that you have to adhere to. Each one of y'all are educated. Y'all know exactly how traffic studies are done. Y'all already know how impact traffic studies are done. You know, based upon your experience, your skill level, your training, and frankly, your expertise as board members, that each and every application that's submitted has to have a traffic study. You also know that there are things that have to be put in place to address traffic issues. Traffic is not an issue here. This is not going to be what is called a destination property, where people are going to come from DeKalb, Fulton, Lithonia to come to this spot. This is a neighborhood site, and that's what it's going to be used for. The people that are going to frequent whatever businesses come to this site are going to be people that are already living on that road. There's not going to be any extra traffic. I'm familiar with Salem Road. I actually used to live off of Fairview Road, so I'm familiar with the growth that's here. There's a lot changed since 1998 when I first came here. There's a lot changed since 2000. There's a lot changed since 2010. But we are asking for this board to approve this zoning measure.
Thank you, ma'am. You got 38 seconds left. Would anyone else like to speak in favor? You have 38 seconds. 38 seconds. Please state your name, your address for the record, please.
Good evening. My name is Dwayne Stephen. I reside 70 Joshua Creek Road. I come tonight because I'm in favor of this project.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? You have 34 seconds. Anyone else? Anyone else? Thank you. That portion of our public hearing is closed. We also allow 10 minutes for those that want to oppose. You may come at this time. You have 10 minutes to oppose tonight. Please state your name and your address for the record, please. Anyone want to oppose tonight?
My name is Nancy Penn. My husband Kenneth and I own 87 Smithsville Road. We've lived there since 1968. I beg to differ with Miss Lindsay if she asks the people that live behind this 6-point-some acre property who have to try to get out of their driveway on Salem Road, on Smithsville Road, or make a left-hand turn. The traffic is always congested. We already have 6 gas stations, 5 fast food restaurants. We have a super Walmart. We have everything right there in that corner. You don't have to go anywhere. We have a strip mall with nail salons at Publix. There's one across the road at Walmart. There's a hair place. I mean, we have all, I didn't even count all those little bitty Subways and the 3 or 4 restaurants that are in the Publix shopping center. Publix has a delicatessen. And if you allow these people to build this subdivision, who's going to make sure that they put the buffer up, the privacy fence? If you go down there to Westminster, there was 50-something people on the Zoom line last night. We didn't have a community meeting. I really wish we had. Then you would have heard all those 50 people speaking that we don't want this. We don't want the congestion. We don't want any businesses. We bought these places to be residential. Look at the people in Buck Creek. They bought their homes there. They don't want any more businesses. We don't need them. Please keep Salem Road residential. And you talk about widening the road, it's going to stop at Smithsville Road and Salem Road. And how in the world can they get that done by 2020 when they haven't even bought all the property. 2022, excuse me. They haven't even bought all the property. That's just a guessing game. I mean, and why stop at Smith Store Road and Salem Road? It's already backed up at 230 from that red light at Smith Store Road. It's backed up on past Buck Creek, almost to Cowan Road. And when school's out, it's even more congested. Please listen to us and let it be residential. It's maybe zone commercial, but wait till Salem Road is done. Wait till there's less traffic on the road. Give everybody a chance. Please listen to us people who live there. And we had a good meeting last night, but I wish that everybody would have been there where we could have spoken and let you know out loud that we do not want that property. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else would like to speak? Please state your name, your address for the record, please.
Donna Lindsay, 140 Glen Isle Drive, Covington, Georgia. I have multiple points. One is the point about no additional traffic. If you have a business and cars are constantly pulling in and out, whether it's additional people or not, it's additional traffic because of the in and out creating issues. This drawing shows 2 driveways on Smith Store Road, which is where I live. And when you go up, this is right at the red light. You're almost always behind where that shows the privacy fence, backed up. You add additional people pulling out there in an already congested light, and there's no way we're ever going to get a turn left. And for those of us who live on Smith Store Road, several of y'all know this area well. The only other way you could go to get to Walmart or to get to the gas station or go to Chick-fil-A is you would have to go all the way back down Smith Store Road and either all the way go down to Oak Hill, go left to go to 81, go all the way back to get to Walmart, or you have to go to the right, go all the way down to 212, go to the red light at Brown Bridge. This is the only route for us to get to Walmart, to get to Publix, to get to the tire store, to get to Chick-fil-A, any of those fast food restaurants. If this has to be commercial, it should absolutely not happen, in my opinion, till after it's zoned commercial. Till after the road is widened, so we can handle any of this additional traffic. To me, this is being done strictly as a financial play, so that the property is worth more, making GDOT have to pay more for it because it's zoned. And right now, the applicant and one of the owners is in violation of a code enforcement violation, which they're very aware of. There's a bobcat, a dump truck, a camper, and an excavator on property which is not allowed because it's less than 10 acres. Again, since this is the only way we can get out of our houses to get onto any part of Salem Road without going an additional 4 to 5 miles out of our way, it would seem to me that if this is going to be approved, it should not be approved until after Salem Road is widened. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Good afternoon. My name is Cynthia Cord. I live at 15 Silo Point, Covington, Georgia, and I am the HOA president for Heritage Point. And we live off of Salem Road. We've had several meetings about our community and getting involved. We are 100% for investment and improvement, but as the lady just said, we would like to see it develop more. We have horrendous problems with traffic. Everybody understands it already. But for the unknowns, nobody was able to identify what is going to be there. We had a public meeting the other night. They said there's a possibility of a gas station or who knows, but we don't know, so I'll leave that alone. But for the unknown factors, I am opposed of it for now, and I would like to disagree with this. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Good evening.
Good evening.
And my name is Lawrence Edwards, and I'm a resident of Westminster Community. My address is 450 St. Anne's Place. And I've spoken here several times in regards to our disapproval of what's being proposed for this particular area. I moved from Decatur to retire down here in a peaceful, low density area. And I think this is just going to complicate it significantly. We have the whole community has concerns about appreciation of value in our homes. Equity is growing, but you get too much commercial around you, it's hard to sell your property. The congestion, the noise, all these kinds of things will definitely affect the serenity of our neighborhood. We have 35 new homes that are being built in the community, and a road will come out on Smith Store, and this would negatively affect all the traffic in that particular area. So we honestly feel that we're well served with all the things that we have, all the amenities that we have in the community. We're well served, and I think this is not something in consideration of the residents there. It must be for tax digest or whatever reasons, but I feel that Newton County is a wonderful county, something that everybody can enjoy. But I think it shouldn't be about bricks and mortar. It should be about the people that live there and their appreciation of a nice community. And I'll say that there are other alternatives that we see right there on Salem Road. There's 10 acres of land. I think it's commercial, but between Smith Store and the Walmart. Okay, plus there's 15 acres for sale now behind the Walmart. There's land down Brown Bridge. With the Chick-fil-A and Taco Bell and all these other sites that can accommodate these new offices and new office parks. We don't want blight. We have areas over there across from Kroger where it's a lot of blight now. People have left these buildings and offices, and it's terrible for the community. So I don't want to take a whole lot of time, but I will say Westminster community is not in favor of this. With those other 35 or more homes coming in, I think it's going to be a very poor judgment to approve this. But all we can do is ask, and so we just ask you consider empathize with us basically, and consider that if this was your community, would you want that as well? So I do thank you for this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else?
My name is Brendan Cherry. I live at 30 Glen Isle Drive, Covington, Georgia 30016. And I just wanted to echo a lot of what was said already. I agree with as far as the traffic goes. And I understand that maybe this isn't a destination, but I think any disruption to the traffic patterns is only going to increase the difficulty in navigating that intersection. I know coming from Salem Road, turning left on the Smith Store Road, it can be difficult to make that. And I've sat through several light cycles waiting for an opportunity to be able to make that turn. And there's no dedicated turn light there to be able to help with that. And I've been there where I've seen those backups all the way back almost to Cowan Road. And then the gentleman before me, I thought, stated well that we are well served. A lot of the proposed things that could go there, I know fast food has been addressed. There's numerous ones we have there. We have several gas stations already. In the public shopping center, there are already several vacancies where there are opportunities for people to come if they want to put a business there. And then as the gentleman before me stated as well, there are plenty other places over in the Brown Bridge, Salem Road area where you could build developments. And so I just don't think it's necessary. You look at the needs of the community. I don't know that it meets any needs that we have. And I think it only goes to complicate the issues that we already have there at that intersection.
Anyone else? Anyone else? Thank you. That portion of our public hearing is closed as well. Commissioner Mason.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before I actually make my motion, we did have a information session last night. Where we did have a presentation because I wanted to make sure that that the citizens of District 2 were informed. And so I am here to represent the citizens of District 2. I've told them over and over again that I represent them. And I am their advocate for District 2. And so per the District 2 residents, Salem Road really isn't positioned currently to handle any additional commercial enhancements due to the expansion of Salem Road still being in process. And so with that being said, Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we deny case number REZ 21-000003.
Thank you, sir. Can I get a second, please? It's been motioned by Commissioner Mason and second by Commissioner Sanders. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed?